Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nightmare Podcast. This is episode 84. And today I am joined by Brian, of course, and special guest, my daughter, Rachel.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us, Rachel. Really appreciate it. So on her behalf, since she likes to play video games, we decided to do the movie Stay Alive. So I think it's underrated.
Very under.
Very.
Okay, I'm glad we all agree on that. When I posted about it, everybody was kind of saying that too. So, when does Stay Alive come out? I didn't write that down.
It was 2006.
Six. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it did not last very long in theaters. I think it got all of its following from when it went to VHS and DVDs and.
You're able to go rent it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't have a Blu-ray release, right?
Not that I know. I don't think Disney, because Disney, I think, had shut down Hollywood Pictures at that time. I think that was the time that they shut down that and Touchstone, and it all kind of just went all under one.
Oh. Well, it needs a Blu-ray release.
It does. I'm
Yes.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't done one yet.
Yeah, I am too. We both have the DVD.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have this one.
I'm sure someone has a bootleg Blu-ray out there.
Right. I don't want a bootleg though. I want one with special features and all the background of it and all that fun stuff. So this has a little bit if you haven't ever watched the DVD, the bonus features and stuff, you get to pick your person like you're in the video game, right?
Yes.
Tell them about that, Rachel.
Before you even watch the movie,
Yeah.
it comes up just like it shows in the movie for when they're playing the game. You get to pick the character and what they're wearing and the weapon, and if you've never seen it, you don't know what it is. So if you get it wrong, it comes up with this really gory cut scene, and it just a big jump scare and you die.
Yeah.
If you get it correct, then it's it plays like a little walkthrough of the home that they show in there, and then whatever character you get right, it shows in the menu their scenes in the movie, which
Right.
I think is
Oh,
it's
that's cool.
kind of cool.
Right.
Very interactive.
The only one I know is Frankie Muniz's character, so that's the only one I know.
And then she
that's
grabs the remote from me and she goes, "Oh, I know which one's gonna live." And she builds that character, and sure enough, that one did
I
live.
haven't done the other two yet. I need to do the other two and figure out what it is, but I only know him, so that's why I was let me have the remote.
Now that we just gave it away. Well, we didn't say what the shirt was
we
and
didn't
what
say that. No.
the weapon is. But yeah, it shows you just a few seconds of scenes from that character before you start the movie.
And I think that's a cool aspect of it, actually.
That was fun. Yeah. And we were just talking about that. They also do that on what did we just say?
I was say they do it on Final Destination 3.
Right, Final Destination 3.
But even then, I think the original Final Destination had a thing to where it has you put in information about you, and then it tells you when you were going to live or die, the exact date of when you were supposed to die.
That's
which
cool.
obviously nothing happens, but
Right. But see, I like it when DVDs and stuff do stuff like that.
So that did that, and then I think Final Destination 3 was interactive throughout the entire movie,
right?
Based on what decision you made, and then I think Return to House on Haunted Hill had something like that.
To where it kind of
I
cannot
moved
remember
the movie around,
right,
to what you did. And I know there's something on Netflix that does that, to where you could choose what option you want to do, and it completely changes the movie that you're watching.
I like things like that.
Yeah, I do too. That's fun.
So to where I forgot what the movie was on Netflix, but it was it kind of you could either end up watching a movie that's only a half hour long, or something that's 3 hours long, depending on your choices.
Wow.
Oh, well, see, that's fun though. I like that, and you can have friends over and make a whole thing of it. Everybody gets to be interactive with it. So
and then I think their new show well, it's not new anymore, but the Kaleidoscope show that was on there, depending on what color you choose to watch, like, you don't have to watch them in, like, the order it's given you. You can watch them in whatever order you want, but whatever order you do changes how the story is.
Oh. Kaleidoscope. What's that on?
Okay.
That's on Netflix.
Is that horror?
Couldn't tell you.
You haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it. I just remember reading about it because it was like a big thing to where it was like, you know, the first show to where it doesn't matter what episode you watch, but depending on what you start on, it'll kind of like change like the outcome of the story.
Oh, okay. That's fun. I like that. Well, Stay Alive. So the premise of the movie is it's about a video game, obviously, called Stay Alive. It's a video game you're not supposed to have. And at the beginning, you die. If you die in the game, you really die in real life. And they show that right off at the very beginning with the first character.
Poor Milo.
And you know, there's a group of friends, a group of people that play these video games together, and I don't know, they received the game from the first person that had died at the beginning of the movie, and that's it. They just play the video game, and the movie goes on. I don't want to like tell everything in case you haven't seen it, but the story behind the video game is the story of Elizabeth Bathory, though, which I think is a really cool story. I think could be a really cool movie, spin-off movie from this, just to know about her story, because it seems like when they're talking at the beginning, she's saying how, you know, remember when Dad or Grandpa used to tell us the story of Elizabeth Bathory, and now that folklore story, which it seems that's what it really is, somebody out there made it into a video game, and now you know, if you die in the video game, you really die like that.
Yeah.
So that's what this is, and the friends explore the video game and explore the story behind it, and of course, people die.
Yeah, they could have gone like all over with it, because like you could have done the prequel. They left it very much open for a sequel to happen.
Right. I think so too.
Because it ends up, you know, going into the GameStop or whatever video game store it's supposed to be.
Right.
And they have like all the copies, and it's just playing there on the TV. So I'm like, oh.
And now it seems more mainstream when you see that at the end of the movie. Then throughout the movie, it was more just like a one movie, like a one
video
game thing.
Testing.
Yeah, video game thing. Yeah.
To, you know, fix the glitches and bugs. What I love about it is they actually put the gameplay into the movie itself, so you feel like you're part of the video game.
You have the point of view
rather than just, you know, watching them fiddle with the remote control. They actually took the gameplay and added it into the movie itself.
Yeah, you get the point of view sometimes throughout the movie of you playing the game or them playing the game. And I mentioned that to you last night when we were watching it, that I like that aspect of it. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Brian. I like that aspect of it too. I thought that was really cool. When was the first time you watched this, Brian? When it came out, or
I think I waited until it was on video. Like I remember it didn't last long in theaters. I think it had like that one of those rare turnarounds to where it was at like 3 months later.
Yeah, I don't even remember it being. You were still a kid.
Yeah,
so you were young.
Oh no, it was weird because like, yeah, it's like one of, you know, Disney's branches, but like they didn't put the marketing into it.
Yeah, I think what they were going for. Okay, so it has a good cast. And you got Frankie Muniz, who was on the hottest show at that time.
Well, and also Sophia Bush.
And Sophia Bush, who's also done some... I mean, a lot of them have all done other movies and other things and shows.
I think they were relying on them to, just because of them being on TV. You know, because you have Frankie with Malcolm in the Middle.
Right.
You had Sophia with One Tree Hill.
Right.
So I think it kind of relied on them, but at the same time, I don't think they knew what to do with it. Because, I mean, streaming wasn't around then.
Right.
So I feel like if it was made now, it'd probably end up on like Hulu
or Tubi.
Or Tubi.
A Tubi original.
something like that. Or even Netflix. I mean.
Yeah, Netflix.
But I don't know. Maybe it would get a better following now than what it did when it came out.
Right. Well, that's why another reason why I wanted to talk about it, because I just think it's just one of those one-off movies that's really good. And there's a lot of people in the horror community that play video games too. So I just figured if they, if people out there didn't know about this movie, they might really enjoy this one, with it being about a video game and everything. And it's done really well. I'm not being into video games that much, but I really love this movie. I thought it was a really good concept when it first came out. I don't remember it being at the movie theater. I think I rented it and liked it, and then ended up buying it. I don't know how old you were, because you were born in '98. But I thought it was a movie because you were kind of liking horror movies because your mom did, and you were you seen what I was watching, and you were sneaking movies. That's a whole other podcast. And the only reason why I had a problem with sneaking movies is because she had friends, and I didn't know how the friends would react, and their parents, and then, your dad ended up not liking it. So it became a whole thing. Yeah. But anywho's, I thought this movie was at least decent enough for you to watch. I mean, you only have the one little quick nude scene. Yeah. But that's of Elizabeth Bathory, and that's just kind of part of her story because she bathes him in the blood. Yeah. So, which reminds me of Hostel 2, of that scene in Hostel 2. I always think of that scene in Hostel 2 when everybody's bathing in blood. I think of that scene in Hostel 2, which is kind of reminiscent of that. But yeah, I mean, so that's kind of how you started. I let you watch it, and then you ended up loving it.
I did, yes. I think... isn't there a theatrical version of this movie?
There is.
Yeah.
Because it's PG-13.
Yeah, don't get that one. Because I watched both actually one day back to back just to compare. This is the one you want.
Yeah, the unrated.
The theatrical took out half the story, half the kills. Like, it was... Honestly, it just became boring. So this is the one you need.
Right.
This is the one to watch.
What do you think?
I honestly don't even remember the theatrical. I think the one streaming's the theatrical now, anyways.
Yeah, they do take out a lot of stuff.
But I remember, I think this was also the time to where studios were scared to put out the R-rated horror films because no one was going to them, so they did the PG-13 cuts, like they did with Cursed and the Boogeyman. And then when they put them on video, they're like, all right, let's see what we could do with like an unrated cut, which I guess would have been like the R rating or something.
Probably.
Back then. So, and then they would give it like a different cover color. So like, I think like with this, it was pretty much along the Cursed one, where Cursed it was like a blue cover.
Right.
Yes,
and then the unrated is red.
Yeah.
Right. So that way you knew the difference between the two.
And didn't they show the actors? Because I think they were trying to base that off of the actors that were in that movie too, is what I'm trying to
I think
for publicity of it.
What? I think it had Christina Ricci's face just on the cover.
I think so.
And then it was just like Cursed, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think it did. That's a good point,
but,
Brian.
Yeah, so I mean, nowadays I think if it's going to streaming, they're just going to do whatever.
Right.
But still today with theatrical, you kind of got, studios getting involved. And they're like, well, let's see what we can do with PG-13. So,
because I think there is another scene where they show her a little bit nude, but very quickly. And that is right at the very beginning when they show the couple, they're the very
in the bedroom.
Yeah, in the bedroom. And it's very bloody, very gory scene. She's upside down. I mean, it's very graphic.
I think with the PG-13, it's just like a little snips. To where it was like a 1 second snip.
Yeah, you don't even get to see the whole room or anything like that. But yeah, that's a little graphic in it. So there's some good gore in it. And then some of it is part of the video game too, but it works. I think the CGI in this, it works for this movie for back then in 2006. Do you see what I'm saying? Because, I don't know, I just feel like in the middle of the 2000s like that, it was like horror movies were just like, eh.
I was like, they were gearing them for teens. Essentially what everything, if it was a horror movie, okay, we'll gear it to teens. We try to get as much money out of it as we can.
Right.
And then the video sales, we'll do like another cut.
Right.
So.
And there was like a lot of people from TV shows doing horror movies and stuff too.
Because they were like the the hot thing.
Right.
Like,
right.
I mean, well, what, House of Wax had Chad Michael Murray, and
Right.
Jared Padalecki, also from CW
Paris
World,
Hilton.
Paris Hilton.
Yep. And I love that movie. It's another underrated movie that people don't talk about.
Yeah,
enough.
the Halloween movies. They're in LL Cool J and Busta Rhymes. These are the MTV generation horror movies.
Yes. God. But I mean, there's some really good gems in there that people don't talk about, though. So, like Stay Alive. Mm-hmm. And you were saying last night you were like, why don't they make this into a real video game? And they very well could. I don't know why they don't.
I would definitely play it if it was a video game. Definitely.
I think a lot of people would. Well, as long as you don't die. Don't actually die. But the graphics of the video game's really cool, and the story behind it is scary.
Yeah. I like that it takes place in New Orleans, because New Orleans is very haunted history.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire city. So it like fits perfectly, the plantation house. And
I think so. Would you play the video game?
Oh yeah.
I think everybody would. Why not? I like the story of Elizabeth Bathory too. Like I said, I feel like if we had just some kind of prequel movie of that would be really cool. And then like you said, it could be set up for a sequel as well. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point.
I mean, I said give it a chance. Throw it on, Hulu, because I mean, it's still Disney owned as far as I know. This movie?
Is it? Okay.
So, give it. I mean, it doesn't have to have a massive budget, like.
Right.
And sadly, some of the movies that they put on Hulu to where they're like, we don't know if it's going to work, end up doing better than the movies that go into theaters.
This is true.
Case in point. The Predator movie did phenomenal on streaming.
Yeah.
The Boogeyman, which they, was the one that was chosen, did not do so well in theaters.
Right.
So.
This is true. Yeah.
It's kind of what do you do with it?
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because there are several movies I've seen on Hulu that never did go out in the movies, and they were excellent.
Yeah.
Compared to some movies that were in theaters. So I don't know. What else y'all got to say about Stay Alive? What's your favorite kill? You had one last night.
I have two.
Okay.
I don't know which one will be first, but one of my favorite kills is the police officer. So he plays the game for like 2 seconds and immediately dies. And so his kill is, well, I guess I'm about to spoil it, but he gets in his truck and there's like these bars that just strap on his jaw and it just goes
rips his jaw off.
Love that scene. That's one of my favorite kills. Then there's another one with another character where she goes into an empty home and she sees like one of the dead girls and she's like, okay, I want to go in there, try to kill her or whatever. And so she goes in there and she sees Elizabeth Bathory and tries to kill her with a nail gun, but she's a ghost, so she runs out the house because she's scared, and then she gets trapped on this little thing on her ankle, and then it pulls her and she gets hung upside down, and then
October's character.
October's character, and then she gets just throat split.
Yeah, she pretty much tells Elizabeth to F off.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And it's just a good, clean throat slit, fall, done.
I would say that's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, that's my favorite. Or probably even Milo, just because his character, it's the very opening of the movie, but the way it's, like, done. Like, he feels like he's safe, and all of a sudden he has that chain that just, like, latches onto his neck and just, like, yanks him backward.
I know. Yeah, that was really
and
that
like,
was
hangs
cool.
him in the house.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that one, too. I think that was probably my fave. That, and I like the whole simplicity of, oh gosh, what's
Finn?
it? Yeah,
the horse carriage?
The brother. Yeah, the horse carriage.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love the horse carriage for whatever reason, but I just love that. I like the whole ghost, and I like that whole scene. And Ben, he's funny. We were talking about that too.
Yeah,
he's a really good character, and he's
Yeah.
like the comic relief.
Yeah, there's a little comedy in this movie too with him.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Especially when they're about to play the video game.
I love him.
Gets a little excited. A little too excited to play video games. And then Frankie Muniz's character is a little bit comedic relief too. He's the little nerdy dude. He's cute though. I like his character too.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't understand the visor hat. I never understood that that look.
Maybe it was a personal choice.
I don't think very many people pulled that look off back then. I think that was a little more 90s, wasn't it? I don't know.
Maybe 80s.
I don't know. But yeah, his look, I don't know who chose that. But the characters are all fun. I like all the characters. They're all likable characters.
Mm-hmm.
And the actors and everything in it too. So, yeah. That's really about it. I think about Stay Alive.
Yeah, I would
Was
say
it streaming?
I honestly don't even know if it's streaming. Like I have it on
It
Vudu.
should be.
I think it is
should be.
streaming.
If it's not.
Oh no, is that on Max
I don't
or Stars or?
I don't know. I just have. Why can I not type? That's not it. Oh yeah, it is. That's a weird. Look at that cover.
Ooh, I like that cover.
On IMDb, they have a whole different cover photo for the movie Stay Alive. That's what I was like. That's
Hold on,
not
I
it.
want-
And
I
I was like,
want
oh wait,
that.
yes it is.
Oh yeah, with the remote control.
With
that was
the bloody remote
that
control.
was the theatrical poster.
I kind of like
Oh,
that
I like
poster.
that.
I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yeah, that I remember seeing that in the theaters. I'm like, oh okay.
I don't know why I haven't seen that before. I've always just
I've never
paid
seen that
attention
either.
to my
Yeah.
DVD
So let's
cover
see.
one.
So rent it on Prime.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
Ooh.
another one.
oh, I've never seen that one either.
Look at that one.
Huh. That one I haven't seen.
I haven't seen that one either.
I don't like the remote control one though.
I do
think
too.
that
I
one was
like
cool.
like it with the remote control. Oh, there's several. Oh, they must be like different.
Okay, yeah. So this one was the standard movie cover.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
I
that's
think
what
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
was. I don't know if you could see it. That was the PG-13 rated cover.
Well, dang, now I want one of the movies with the remote control cover on it now.
Oh, sorry. I'm like looking at the IMDb. I'm not paying any attention. We need a bloody remote control. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if it's streaming anywhere else, but it did say Amazon, maybe Tubi. I don't know. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. If
Yeah,
not,
I don't know.
I think it's still on Amazon to even buy the DVD, and it's not very expensive. I don't
Yeah,
think.
no, I think nowadays it's like $5.
Yeah, like
which I
$5.99
think
or something.
streaming wise, on Vudu, I think it was like $5.
I highly suggest it. I
Yeah, it's
really,
really
enjoy this movie. I give it at the very least an 8 out of 10 kind of a score. What about y'all?
Yeah, I'd
About
give
the
it
8
same?
out of
an
10, yeah.
8 out of 10. Well, this can go right into video games. Now, she plays video games like nobody's business. You play some.
I used to. I don't have the
A little
time
bit.
anymore.
I know. He's too busy being my manager now.
And I don't have a new gen system either, which makes it harder. Because there's so many games I want to play that I don't have the money to play, nor do I have the time to play.
It is a time sucker, and that's
Very.
mainly my reason why I don't play, because it's just a time sucker. And my hands hurt so much. It's hard for me to even do social media anymore and text people. My hands hurt so much. So yeah, those are my main reasons, because I would be sucked in. I would be, because I played when I was a kid some, with Atari, but back in my day, I mean, kids really were outside playing a lot of the times, though. And video games were just starting, kind of a thing, and it was just like, I'd rather just go to the arcade.
What's that?
So I played some, and then I just didn't do it anymore until I had her, and then she became old enough to play, and then she's been hooked ever since. So I got hooked again. God, on Monster House.
Oh my
Remember?
gosh, that was a fun game.
You know the movie Monster
Yeah,
House,
I know
the
that.
little cartoon
Yeah.
movie. And I got hooked on that freaking
It
game.
was so fun.
God.
I never played it.
Okay, so it's fun. I mean,
Very.
it's really fun. It's very cute, but it's a little hard, even though it's geared for kids. But it was hard, and I remember, and I'm not kidding, for like weeks I couldn't get the end. You had to like kill the monster house at the end or something.
It was a whole
And
thing.
finally, I gave up and gave it to her, and I was like, "Just do it for me, please." And you did it in like freaking 30 minutes, and it pissed me off. I was so mad because I have been spending weeks on this, and she does it in 30 minutes. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was so. I mean, I was happy, but I was mad. I was like, "What?" Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun game.
And then after a while after that, I didn't play anymore. But yeah, I got hooked on Monster House. And you played Harry Potter.
Yep.
A little bit. But y'all watched the Five Nights at Freddy trailer,
Yes.
which is based off a video game. I do know that.
That was it. I've not played any of those video games, so
No.
I have.
So
I used
is
to do it
is
religiously.
the trailer like? Does it actually make sense from the games itself? Because like the way the trailer was making it sound, the kids that were disappearing are taking over control of the bodies of the animatronics.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I think it portrays the first game very well, just from the trailer. Yeah, no, it looks good. I really am anticipating watching it. I'm a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan.
Yeah, and you're the reason also why I even started Five Nights at Freddy products and Nightmare
Yes.
Toys. When I started Nightmare Toys in 2017, I didn't have that stuff at first. And I started getting kids coming in a little bit and was like, "You have any Five Nights at Freddy stuff?" No. And I didn't know what the hell that was. Okay. I'm about Jason and Michael and all that. And then you're telling me about Five Nights at Freddy. "Mom, you get Five Nights at Freddy stuff in here." I'm like, I've had a few people ask me about it. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I started ordering it because Funko had all the Funko Pops. And then it ended up doing very well, all the stuff. So I was like, okay. But I guess now we're about to get more merch for this new movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it. I mean, it seems interesting.
Yeah,
I just
I
haven't
mean-
never played the video game or know anything about it, but I'll watch the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a chance. I mean, I'm going to watch it at home. I'm not going to the theaters to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll watch it at home.
I mean, since they've already said they're putting it on Peacock the same
are
day
they?
it drops, I'm like, yeah, I'm not dealing with kids.
when does it drop? I don't.
It's
it
like that
was-
weekend of Halloween.
Yeah, I think it was like October
the-
27th, maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere
okay.
like right
It-
before Halloween.
It's like right there on Halloween.
Okay.
So
And she. This is how out of tune I am with video games. I keep forgetting that you just nowadays you just download shit. you don't buy physical copies of video games anymore. And I almost told
you
her
can.
you can, but I mean it's just not like the huge thing anymore.
I prefer digital.
And I almost told her for the podcast, I almost was like, well, bring in some video games you want to show. And I'm like, wait a minute. You download these things nowadays.
yeah. Yeah, no.
I probably could have brought some.
Isn't that funny?
I still have some
I'm
discs.
so out of tune with everything, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, well.
Yeah, my console is digital only, so
And
can't
you've
do
been
that.
playing the Friday 13th, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that game. Unfortunately, it's ending
coming
completely
to an
next
end.
year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Now, what happened with that? Let's talk about
So
that, y'all.
essentially, their license just came up, and they're not able to renew it because someone's making completely new Friday the 13th game.
Oh, somebody completely different.
Yeah, so
from
it
these
was
people.
to where Victor Miller is involved with the game, and it was just, I guess, the license price or something is just way too high
Yeah.
for that first. Gun was the one that did the
Yeah.
first game,
Yep.
and they had a lot of issues really from the get-go from the lawsuit to where everything just kind of got yanked from them without
Oh.
them being able to do anything.
Yeah.
Which sucked because the game is very fun. Granted, no matter how many patches they did, it was still glitched beyond belief.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And it is.
And it's sad that it's going to be completely gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like the servers, I think, are taken down now completely.
Well,
Or going to be.
Well, going to be, but they're
I
not
think October
yet.
they're taking
But they
down.
did. I play on Xbox, but they did lower the price of the game.
It's like $5.
It's $5 now if you still want to play it before it goes away, which I still recommend the game. I think it's
Yeah.
fun. I play it all the time, honestly. I mean, who doesn't want to be Jason and killing campers? Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah, it's a fun team game because like you could either play as a team or you could screw people over.
Correct. Yeah.
And
Can you play as Jason?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, one
Can
person.
you pick which Jason you want to be?
Yes,
though?
you can.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So one person is Jason, and then it's like five. Or-
Like how many?
How many of the counselors?
Oh, I think a full lobby is 8 people, so
people.
7
Seven
counselors.
counselors.
Now, Tommy Jarvis is also involved. So if in the gameplay, essentially, if you're a counselor, you have to escape or kill him. But if you escape, you can either do it by car. So at that point, you would have to look for the battery and the gas, the car keys, and then try to escape them that way.
So you could escape by boat on the
Boat,
lake.
yes.
To where you have
Do you
to
get the
find the
Volkswagen
motor.
car?
There's a few different cars.
Yeah, there is.
So I think it depends on the map you played.
Yeah, you get to pick the map too.
But yeah, I know if you die, you could come back as
can- yeah.
Tommy.
No,
and it's Tom Matthews, Tommy.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he has the max stats after you come back as him. So, and he's the essential person you need to kill Jason in the game anyway.
Well,
Interesting.
Not entirely. So there's the hut in the game
Well, yeah.
to where you could put on Mrs. Voorhees' sweater, and you could kill Jason that way.
And
as
you,
well.
you have to be a female for that. You have to be
Yeah.
a female character to put the sweater on, and then you have to have Tommy. Well, first of all, you have to knock Jason's mask off to even do anything about killing him. So you just have to beat him, honestly, until his mask falls off. You pick
You don't just reach up and just grab it off of his
No.
head?
So you have to, like, essentially beat him a lot, and then his mask falls off. And so you have Tommy and the girl with the sweater. And then I've only done this one time, so hopefully I'm doing this right. But once you have the mask off, then I think the girl does the little
She takes
speech with his mom. And then
it's okay, Jason.
Yeah.
Mommy is
Okay.
happy.
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay.
And then Tommy shoots him, and he falls to his knees. And then at that point, I think he miraculously has an axe on him, and then he just axes him in the face, I think.
Oh,
and
see,
then he dies.
I never killed him with Tommy. I've only killed him with the girl.
I think that's how it goes. I may be off, but I'm pretty sure it's speech, shoot, axe, and he's dead.
Because I was in a game to where we had the sweater, and she does the speech, but then you're able to cut his head off with a machete.
Right.
To where we didn't have Tommy, we just
Oh, really?
beat him up. Yeah.
Oh.
But the fun part about Jason is you could set traps throughout the entire
I
map.
love doing that.
Oh,
So
okay.
if people are in a cabin, you can literally put like bear traps
Mm-hmm.
outside the windows and doors,
Oh, that's fun.
Yes, it is.
and you could trap people.
Yeah.
And all the kills vary depending on which Jason you are.
Has there ever been a bear trap in any of the movies?
No,
I don't think so.
no, but it's fun to use.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm like, well, maybe they should be using that in one of the movies.
So,
Yeah, that's my favorite aspect of the game. That's why I pick the Jason that I pick, because he has he has the most traps.
well,
out of
which
all the
Jason do you pick?
Part 2 Sackhead Jason.
Okay.
Love Part 2 Sackhead Jason.
Okay.
That's my go-to when I play the game.
Oh.
That's one of his perks, I think, is traps, and I love placing them everywhere.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
yeah. I do part 3 because it plays the retro music.
Yes, it does.
Oh, does this? Yeah, you
Yes,
know,
he
I like the
turns-
retro music.
Yeah, he turns into blue and purple. and
Yeah,
I
it's
love
the
that too,
NES
actually.
Jason.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Oh, how
Yeah,
fun.
it's really fun.
Yeah, I love that too.
Oh.
So and they kind of even it out to where the music will start playing if you're the counselor, so you know Jason is around. So, but with Jason, the counselor's bodies come up red as like it's an infrared.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you kind of know where they're at, and he
Kinda-
teleports and
Yeah.
everything.
So fun.
That's like mentioned in the movie Stay Alive. You hear that little buzzy
Yes.
noise, and then
Yeah.
you know that Elizabeth Bathory's coming.
Yeah.
Something's about to happen.
Yeah.
You hear that throughout
Same
the
kinda
movie.
concept,
Same
yeah.
con- concept. Okay. Well, that does sound like fun. I'm sure I would really love to play that. It's just
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, they had
I would be there all day.
they had what,
And we get anything
1
else
through
done.
4, I think, for the campsites.
Well, like movies 1 through 4?
Yeah, 1 through
I
4.
think so. So Crystal Lake, Higgins Haven, Jarvis House, Packanack. And I feel like there's one more I'm missing. Pinehurst.
Pinehurst, so
Yeah.
part 6.
I can't remember
Something
right
like
now.
I don't know. I don't know, but like they were supposed to do so many more maps. Like one of the maps was going to be Manhattan. One of the maps was going to be
Ooh.
Jason X. And it's just before they.
What if they did remake Jason and then made all those little tunnels you have to go through too? Like
I'm sure it was on their to-do list, but again, because the game came out right before the lawsuit happened, so all the fans kind of got screwed over in the process, along with the developers.
right.
So, but I'm kind of intrigued by what this new game is going to be like,
Yeah, me too.
especially since Victor Miller is personally involved
Right.
with it, and
That and the new show that it's going to be coming
the new
out.
show that will be on Peacock, which I know it was supposed to be Halloween this year. Who knows now what's happening with it?
And that's supposed to be a prequel kind of a thing.
They didn't
Sorta.
really specify. Like, from what I read, it's going to jump all around
Okay.
to where you had him as a boy, you have Mrs. Voorhees in there, adult Jason in there. So
I'm quite excited about that.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm down for that. So that's going to be on Peacock. But we don't know when.
don't know when.
All right.
Which now it might be pushed to next year now because of this writer strike and
Right.
actor strike and
So much going on. Licensing problems, strikes, all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff just going on.
just can't
in the-
win.
I know. Another video game everybody had been talking about was the Killer Clowns one. That's
Yeah, I
supposed to be
really haven't
coming
heard
out.
much about that.
I haven't heard
either.
anything else about it.
But I think it was
either.
supposed to be out by now. But
I don't remember when it was. I have it ready to go on my console for when it does come out.
What does that mean? What do you mean ready to
Like
go?
it's so for instance, I have the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game like pre-downloaded.
oh.
so the moment it's
So the
released,
moment-
you're able to
yes,
just start
I'm
playing
able
it.
to get it and reinstall
Yeah,
it.
which- I'm excited for the Texas Chainsaw game.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
really good, and I
Yeah.
have that one ready to
Yeah.
go too.
I mean, especially with everyone that was involved with it. I mean, Kane was involved. Scout does a voice for it. Christina Klebe, I believe, does a voice in it. Tom Devlin worked on it.
yeah, yeah.
So
Which we'll talk about here
yeah, we'll talk
momentarily.
about him in
But
a moment. But the
yeah.
fact that he worked on it, it's part of like the kills and everything. I think.
well,
is
that's gonna
really
be
cool.
an exciting video game.
Yeah.
I'm really
I mean, how is
anticipating
it gonna play out? I wonder, like the
from
movie,
what I
or
from
how's
what I
this gonna
saw,
play
it's going to
out?
be kind of like the Friday the 13th game, where one person will be Leatherface, and then everyone else is a playable character.
Yeah.
And so, like, but what is like the setting though for this? I wonder.
I don't know.
I'm thinking-
It seems like it's a whole new, like, original story,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not
but it
quite
looks
sure.
like it's the original '74 Leatherface. So.
Okay. I wonder if you'll be able to get to play any other ones, Pretty Woman and Leatherface and all that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait till next month.
It's quite interesting that all these video games are now starting to come out.
I think Dead by Daylight was a big proponent for that. Because
Dead by
I mean
Daylight.
they were able, to do Freddy, Jason, Michael, Ghostface. They did a lot of Leatherface was in there.
Yeah.
Like they did a lot of license for that, and people played the hell out of that game.
Well, it's still around, right?
Yeah,
it's
it
still
is.
around.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as popular as what it was, but I mean,
Well, we still have some Dead by Daylight Ghostface costumes.
that we do.
And
That we do.
masks. So I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know. I think if it wasn't for them taking the chances, or even Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat, had the New Line horror characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't have the games going like we do now.
That's really cool, though. I'm glad that we do, though.
So.
Even though I don't play, but it's really cool that we have those games though available. Have you played Dead by Daylight, Rachel? Or no?
No. I know of it and I know about it, but I've never actually played it.
So you've only done the Friday 13th one.
Correct.
What do you normally play?
Minecraft?
Yes, I love Minecraft. I love Minecraft. So Friday the 13th, Minecraft. I was a big Fortniter, but
You were.
I stopped. Like it got bad for me, so I just stopped playing that game.
It got bad for you. Oh my god.
I mean, they had like some interesting characters that they brought in the game. Like for forever ago, they brought in Krampus. I think I showed you that.
Okay.
Um,
I have the little gingerbread man Fortnite Funko Pop.
yes,
he's
the
cute.
Funko Pops are cute. I love the Funko Pops. Yeah,
I
no.
do. He's cute. He's a little angry gingerbread man, and I was like, I have to have that. I don't know what Fortnite is. I never played it, but this little angry gingerbread man is way too cute, and he's on my little Christmas horror shelf with all my other little Christmas collectibles, even though it's Fortnite.
Yeah, I stopped playing that game.
Yeah.
It kind of went downhill for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
So
I don't ever hear anybody talk about it too much anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good anymore, in my opinion. But
I think it got to the issue to where like Call of Duty did, to where everyone's just cheating in the
Oh.
games just to max up their levels as much as they can, and
yeah.
people just get sick and tired of it and just stop playing.
For me, I think there's just so much more aspects to the gameplay now. From when I first started, it was just basic. You drop down of a bus, you shoot people. Boom, that's it. Like now there's like, you can ride on a dinosaur, or there's like these little other perks you can do, and all these other things, and it's just like for me it's like too much. Like I just want to drop down and kill people. Like that's about like,
So they added
really
too
it.
much extra stuff
yeah, I'm
to
just
it.
like okay. I kind of got out of it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We like going to arcades, though.
Yes, claw machines.
That I like
are
doing.
My life.
Yeah.
Love doing claw machines.
So there's a really cool arcade. If you're an arcade person, there's a few arcades that are really cool. So we've done the one at New York, which is really cool, and they have good games.
Yeah.
And then we did just Monday. We did the arcade at the Horseshoe,
Yes.
which is on the Strip. We went to Horseshoe, and
Yeah,
that was
they
a good
had
little
that.
arcade.
And they
place.
also have glow in the dark mini golf that's Twilight Zone themed.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about it. There's like that, and then there's a Kiss one, and
Yeah, the Kiss one's at Rio,
yeah,
and then there's Twilight
Plaza.
Zone one at
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe.
That one looked. We went
It looked
inside.
really,
it looked really
cool.
cool.
We didn't
yeah.
do it, but it looked really cool.
I told her we got to do it next time I'm here.
But yeah, so there's some other ones. There's other little arcades around here, but I know we went to those, so that's fun. I do like going to arcades and playing all that kind of stuff. Playing that type of video game for like a minute, and then and then I've done spend $100, and jeez, it's either I'm spending too much money or it's too much time. But it's fun. What do you play? Do you have an Xbox, Brian?
I have the Xbox One. Yeah.
So both y'all have Xboxes.
Yeah, I have the Xbox Series S, the all digital one.
which
So
is one of the newer models.
Yeah,
What's
one of the
better,
ones.
Xbox or PlayStation? Is that like
Xbox.
the
So
big
sorry.
question with gamers?
Xbox.
I mean,
so
it's
sorry.
always been the question since the very beginning of time. You know.
Oh,
Like, are you what it was PlayStation 2 or Xbox? And and they just keep
It's
going.
it's been a thing.
Sadly, it's become a point to where both companies are like suing each other.
Are they?
Because of stuff. So Xbox had acquired Activision, who is the maker of Call of Duty and a lot of our games.
Okay.
And PlayStation is suing them because they say it's unjust and unfair when PlayStation's the one that has the most properties of all the video game systems. Whereas Xbox has told them, you guys can still have the game. Like, that's not the issue. But PlayStation doesn't want the merger to happen, so they're suing.
Interesting.
Microsoft is okay with having people, like, they're more inclusive, and Sony is...
Yeah,
like,
Sony wants you to pay for everything.
Yes.
like, there's a lot of games that are cross-platform, so, like, people on PC and Xbox and PlayStation can all play the same game on their own system and still play together. And that's what Xbox wants, but Sony... There is some games like that, but...
Sony wants to take it away.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any
Oh my
sense to
God,
me.
y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just been. It seems like every month there's like some new crap that's coming out with everything. Like just
That's insane.
a lot of the video games just be on every platform. Just why? Like I get you gotta have like certain exclusives, to make it worth able for your, customers and buyers and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, why do you need everything to be exclusive for you?
Right. No,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, you should be able to play the game on all consoles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Like-
there any other consoles I'm missing? Isn't that just the only two? Really
I mean, there's
nowadays?
Nintendo, but
Nintendo.
no one
Yeah.
cares about Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry. I mean, I used to have a GameCube and was obsessed with it, but then I'm like,
Oh, but that's the game.
I remember
Yeah, it was
when
the GameCube.
GameCube came out.
but yeah, no,
That's
I mean,
funny.
I don't know. It was weird because like when I first started, I mean, it was the Sega, like that was my
Right.
first system,
So
and
the
then I got the
Genesis.
original PlayStation, and I would play it constantly for all the games that they had because I mean Xbox wasn't around at the time, but I mean like we got the Resident Evil games. The Twisted Metal, which now they got a show for that coming out, which looks amazing.
Right.
Siphon Filter, Metal Gear Solid, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. Like they had all these properties. Hell, I played that.
Pac-Man is a classic.
Pac-Man is a
Yes.
classic.
Yes.
I played the crap out of one called Dino Crisis, which was
Okay.
essentially it was an adult Jurassic Park. That was pretty much the basis of it.
Oh, you'd probably like
And
Yeah.
I'm like, how have they not made a movie for this yet? Like,
Or Turok.
or Turok. Like these games are like can easily be turned into movies. And with the popularity of Jurassic Park, they just never did it.
that. And there are a lot of games that have been turned into movies, though.
Not
Some.
very well.
Not very. Okay.
I mean,
no, I didn't care for Resident.
Doom was horrible. The
Oh.
original Mario Brothers horrible.
The original.
I
I remember when
was
that came out.
I mean, you have the Resident Evil series, which, to be fair, is not like the games at all.
Mortal Kombat's good.
The first two the original Mortal Kombat movie was good. The second movie was trash. But this new one is good, and I'm excited to see what they do with.
You haven't
The
watched
next
that,
one.
have
I have
you?
a different opinion on what you just said, but all right. On the second one you thought was
Yeah,
trash?
she loves.
You love Annihilation?
Yes, I do.
Found the one person.
I don't have a problem with it either myself, honestly.
Well, that's because you're in love with James Raymar.
Oh, stop.
He's like, what is that?
But I don't.
have to do with
But I don't. But we watch those together. You
Yeah, we
haven't
watched
watched
those a lot. I have not watched the new one yet.
Oh, well, see, you might need to watch that this evening then.
Yeah.
You really
probably.
do, because I really feel like you need to watch Mortal Kombat. Like,
Yeah.
really. I didn't
Like, we
realize
used
you
to
haven't watched
watch
the
the
new
other
one yet.
two
All the
almost
time.
religiously.
Yeah, I mean, I used to watch all these movies with her
Yeah.
all the time, so.
But I don't know. It seems like I think with how well this Mario animated movie did, I think they'll start taking more look at kid properties.
Okay.
'Cause like I know they want to do like a Legend of Zelda movie now.
Yeah.
Smash Reel.
That would probably be really interesting
yeah.
for Zelda fans.
So
That'd be-
I mean I know they've been trying for a long time to get something made, and Nintendo's always been no because of the whole fiasco of the original Super Mario Bros. Movie. Then I guess we'll see how Five Nights at Freddy's does, maybe.
A lot of people like Resident Evil movies.
I mean, they're entertaining, but they're not really at all like how the games are.
I've heard, and I've heard other people say that too.
I think the closest to the games that we have gotten has been this newer movie for Resident Evil, the Welcome to Raccoon City. That is probably the most faithful one of the entire franchise that there is.
Not even the first one?
The first, no.
Oh, the first one is the only one I've seen, and I didn't care for it, so I haven't watched it.
Yeah, no, I mean, the first one, they took elements to where it like starts out in the mansion, but then that's really it.
Oh.
Whereas, the Welcome to Raccoon City, they literally took from the original game, Resident Evil 2. There was a little bit of Resident Evil 3 in there, so it was probably the most faithful one, and it really didn't do anything, which made me sad. But yeah, they're making another one, so.
Jesus. Do you play the Resident Evil? Have you played any of that? No.
No, I have not.
No.
So, and then I think a Siphon Filter movie would be cool, just because it's kind of like a Mission Impossible.
Why don't we have a Pac-Man movie?
I mean, you had Pixels that had a giant Pac-Man.
True, yeah, that's a good movie.
Oh. Well,
I've seen
okay.
that.
I mean, would you watch a Pac-Man movie? I mean,
I don't know how they would do that. It probably wouldn't go over very well nowadays, so I don't know.
Watch Wreck-It Ralph.
I would have when I was a kid, yes. I don't know.
oh no, I mean, I think there's a lot of properties out there that could end up being phenomenal movies, but they're just, people aren't thinking about it because it's a tendency if you're a video game and you get turned into a movie, you do poorly.
Yeah.
And I think this Mario movie is the first one to break that mold to where, here it crossed $1 billion.
Well, people got
Did the right animation.
They did
Yeah.
they did it perfectly.
and then Universal putting out Mario World, that just got everybody so excited for everything.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens
Yeah.
coming future.
Well,
The more.
no, go.
I think it's a lot easier for them to go the our way to where you're taking movies and you're turning them into games.
That's what I was about to say. This is the one where you need to take a movie and actually turn it into a video game.
Yes.
Like for instance, Saw, the video game is phenomenal.
There's a video
There's
game?
a video
There's
game?
a video game for Saw. It's all puzzle based and it's phenomenal.
Hold on, I
What?
gotta get this.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I never heard anybody talk about that before.
And you literally have to like take your time. Like they have the bear trap to where you have to like do the combination correctly. If you don't, it shuts on you. You have to like cut out a key from your eye in the mirror,
Ooh.
and you have to use like your joysticks to
Why
control
is
the
nobody
knife.
playing this? I never hear anybody talk about it.
It's an old game. It was like on the 360 and PS3 at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it was like in the
Never
heyday of the Saw
didn't know.
movies.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
even
like,
know.
it was a very fun game.
And we're getting a new Saw movie too, right?
We are, which I'm excited about
Yeah, I'm
because we get the
excited.
premiere trailer at Midsummer Scream.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see.
I'm just
another Saw
happy
movie?
that they're bringing at least back to connected Jigsaw,
Right.
which I think I'd rather have that than a whole nother Spiral film.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
totally with you on that.
So, but I'm intrigued on to where they connect it.
I
Like if
know.
it's going to connect to where Jigsaw ended, or if it's going to kind of go further back in the timeline.
Right, maybe more towards the beginning. I don't know. It's all over.
Yeah,
It's all over the place. All
It
those
is.
movies.
it's hard to keep up on.
Yeah, it is. The story is everywhere. Yeah. You learn about the beginning of it in part 6 and the ending of it in part 2. And I mean, I don't know. It's all over. But I love it. I love the Saw franchise. I didn't know there was a video game. That's interesting to know. Well, all right. Well, let's talk about us going to Tom Devlin's.
It was a fun time.
Because we did mention that last week that we were going, and it was a fun time. We went Saturday. He had Daniel Harris and Scout Taylor Compton at his museum. They did a little signing, and then they did their podcast later that evening, too.
From what I saw, it was very crowded for the podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. That was, yeah. Well, I'm sure that was fun to sit there and watch them do that live. But that was a fun day, though.
It was a fun day.
And it was Tom's 6-year anniversary as well. He had cupcakes. And we did a video. We did shoot a video. We have not aired it yet. Maybe it'll be aired by the time you see this. I don't know. But we did get a video done, and I did a little small interview with Tom, so that was fun. And he agreed to be on the podcast, so we'll have him on here in a couple weeks. So that'll be fun. We both got Scout's autograph.
Mm-hmm. And I got Daniel.
Yeah, we
too.
both got. Yeah, we both got
Daniel's,
both. Yeah, that's right. We both got both autographs. I did a Halloween picture with both of them.
Obviously, I did the Victor Crowley mask for Danielle.
Right.
And then I got Scout had like a pretty unique Halloween art print that I got.
Oh yeah.
To where it was like the pages of like a dictionary.
Yeah.
And then it's like Michael and her like coming through the page.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some good 8x10, some good pictures. The one poster of them two on the thrones, you know, for the podcast,
yeah.
That was a really hot picture of them. So, but yeah, that was a good time at Tom's. So if you're ever out here in Vegas, come check out Nightmare Toys, Nightmare Cafe, and Tom Devlin's Monster Museum in Boulder City. You'll have a good time. And I don't think we don't have any signings or anything.
Working on stuff.
But we're working on it.
Working on it.
We are working on that. You mentioned earlier for Midsummer Scream, we will be doing that at the end of the month. What's the dates on that? Is it the last weekend?
It's
or the second to last weekend?
I think it was the last weekend, but let me just
I think it's the last weekend this month for Midsummer Scream, and then we have Creepy Con in September. And that's all we have for cons. Just the two, and we're working on getting a signing done. Well,
working on getting trying to get a few of them done.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm trying to get July 28th through the 30th for Midsummer Scream.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
And then it's like September 23rd and 24th, I think.
For Creepy Con.
For Creepy Con.
Yeah, that one's just 2 days. I like that. I like the 2 days. All right, so we got some new products. So Brian, why don't you tell us about these new products we just got in?
So we got some new body knockers, which these are always fun. They're solar powered, so you can kind of just stick them on your desk, or some people have them in their cars.
Yeah,
which I think is cool. So we got a Reagan, a Annabelle, and a Billy from Saw.
I think you like the Billy. Who's your favorite?
I like the Billy, yes.
I like the Billy, too. I like Annabelle. I always like the Annabelle
I like
stuff.
the Reagan.
You like the Reagan?
I just think like the design
Look
of
at her eyes.
The eyes, the vomit.
And these are how much, Brian?
These are 17.
17. Yep, $16.99, 17.
Yeah.
So those are really cool. So these are brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah, they haven't had these before, because there's been a Freddy and a Jason,
a Sam.
I can't remember.
There's a Michael one.
Yeah, I think there was a Michael one. So yeah, these are brand new. So those are really cool. And then we just got in these backpacks.
Yep, just got in these backpacks, Loungefly backpacks.
Yep, they are Entertainment Earth exclusives.
Yep. So we have a Zero.
Yep.
For all you Nightmare Before Christmas fans. And then we got a Beetlejuice tombstone.
Yep, Beetlejuice.
They both glow in the dark, which
They
is
do.
amazing.
They do. Yeah, these backpacks are so cute. And there's a whole bunch of other ones, too, coming out from Entertainment Earth. They all glow in the dark. But these are the ones that have come out now. But there's some other ones that will come out later in the year, too. Some other new ones.
Yeah, so they're very fun. And we will have all of these products with us at Midsummer.
Oh, cool. All right.
So.
And they're available in store and
they're
online.
available in store and online right now.
How much are the backpacks?
70 for the backpacks.
70 for the backpacks. Awesome. Well, all right. Anything else we need to talk about? Anything else you want to talk about, Brian?
Thank you to everyone who's bought out all of our Ghostface stuff.
Now we're just going to wait for the rest of the Ghostface order to come in.
So
but I think we're out of the scary
We're out of the scary movie masks. We're out of the
went
25th
quick.
anniversary masks. We're out of the 25th anniversary costumes.
Okay.
So,
all right.
just thank you to everyone who bought them.
Yeah. Awesome. Hell yeah. Love the Ghostface stuff. And I think next week we are doing the Insidious movie. So we will have to go to the movie theater to go see that. I'm going to have to go to the movie theater. But we will talk about the new Insidious movie next week. And I think that's about it, right?
Yep.
All right, guys. We will see y'all next week. Bye.